Hi everybody, here's Friday's maths lesson. If you'd like to see me and hear an update about Minnie, then please watch the first few minutes of today's English lesson. Okay, now this is actually the second time of me recording this video. The first video, the sound didn't work for some reason, so I'm hoping that you can hear me. I'm just doing a quick sound check. Right, I think this one's working. Hopefully it works. So you can see the starter on the screen. The starter is similar to yesterday's starter. It says, can you put the digits 1 to 9 in the circles so that every line has the same total? So each line runs through the centre circle. So you can see my mouse is running through one of the lines. Here's another line. So only use the digits once. I'm not going to tell you what total each of the lines makes. That's for you to work out. Pause the video and have a go. Okay, I'm now going to reveal a clue for anyone who's finding it a little bit tricky. So the clue is that the number 6 goes in the centre circle. If you haven't already, pause the video, finish the problem. You can do it. Okay, here is the answer. The total for each line should be 18. Please let me know how you got on. I'd love to hear if you've got it. I wonder if anybody made the link to yesterday's starter. Here's yesterday's starter answer. Look at the centre numbers. How can you spot any pattern? Okay, the pattern is the centre numbers are the sort of median numbers. So 6 is in the middle of 1 to 11. So if you were to write 1 to 11 out in a long row, 6 would be in the middle, and 4 is in the middle of 1 to 8. So that's something to keep in mind. If we have one of these again, you can test out if it works. Now, before we start the reasoning and word problems, we're going to revise the 3 techniques that we learnt yesterday. So I will show you one example, I will talk through the example, and then you will have a go at one of them. So you'll definitely need a pen and a piece of paper. Well, preferably a pencil and a piece of paper, but it doesn't matter. So, first of all, we practiced finding fractions of quantities. We've done this lots, so this should be quite straightforward. So just listen. I found 3/5 of 90 by doing 90 divided by 5, which equals 18. So I placed 18 in each of the 5 equal parts. I then did 18 multiplied by 3, because the numerator tells me that I need 3 parts for the answer. And 18 multiplied by 3 is 54. Okay, so you're going to use this structure to calculate 4/5 of £75. The bar model's on screen if you want to draw the bar model. If not, just complete it using the mathematical formula. Okay, I'm now going to reveal the answer on screen. So if you're not finished, pause the video. The answer is £60. The denominator is 5, so there are 5 equal parts in the whole. We want 4 parts, the numerator. So I did 75 divided by 5, which is 15. 15 multiplied by 4, which equals 60. £60. This is the next technique that we're going to revise. So for this part, you just need to listen. So yesterday we had a go at finding 1/8 of something equals 7. Okay, so I've put the answer in already because I've worked it out, but yesterday it was blank. So if you know that 1/8 is worth 7, you need to use that fact to work out what the whole's worth. Now it's really important you understand that the denominator tells us that 8 parts make up the whole in this question. So all I had to do was do 7 multiplied by 8, and I got 56. And you can see my bar model down here shows that there are 7 in each of the parts. Your turn. If you want to go back and rewind the video, you can look at mine again. Your question is 1/8 of something equals 15. So 1/8 is 15. What's the whole worth? Remember, the denominator tells you how many parts are in the whole. So how many of these 1/8 do you need to make the whole? Pause the video, write down your answer. Okay, I'm now going to reveal the answer. The answer is 120. Okay, you need 8 of these 15s to make the whole, so all you had to do was 15 multiplied by 8. The bar model also shows how to visualize it. Okay, the answer is 120. Final question to revise. Okay, yesterday we were looking at 5/7 of something equals 20. So if 5/7 are worth 20, what is the whole worth? So I still looked at the denominator, 7. So I drew a bar model with 7 equal parts in the whole. Then I circled the number in the numerator, so I circled 5 parts. I wrote down that the 5 parts are worth 20, because the question told me that. Then I shared the 20 between the 5 parts, and that was 4. 20 divided by 5 is 4. So then I put the number 4 in each of the parts because all the parts are equal. So I know that to get the whole, I just put them all back together. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. The answer is 28. Okay, your turn. 3/7 of something equals 24. If 3/7 are worth 24, what's the whole worth? I've put your bar model down here. So start by circling the number of parts which you know already, and then work out what the whole's worth. Pause the video and have a go. Okay, I'm going to put the answer on screen. The answer is 56. I circled 3 of the parts. 3 of the parts are worth 24. So I did 24 divided by 3, which is 8. All the parts have the same number in because they're all equal. So I just put them all back together. So I just did 7 lots of 8. And the answer is 56 using my times table knowledge. Now if you want to, you could pause the video and go and have a quick break, because this is a slightly longer video than normal actually. When I first recorded it, it lasted about 25 minutes. So you may want to have a little break. If not, let's carry on. We're going to now use those skills and we're going to apply our new knowledge to some word problems and some reasoning problems. First question. 1/6 of a journey is 4 kilometers. Spelling error. That's the American version. It should be RES. So 1/6 of a journey is 4 kilometers. How long is the whole journey? Draw a bar model, or just use your knowledge to solve this. It's one of the skills that we've practiced. If 1/6 is 4 kilometers, what's the whole journey going to be? I'm going to reveal a diagram that might help you. Here's a diagram. You've been told that 1/6 is worth 4 kilometers. Each part of the journey will be worth the same amount because fractions, the parts are equal. So put all these together. What's the answer? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. Should have got 24 kilometers. This one. Now a lot of words here. Don't be put off. It's not that bad. We're just going to use one of the skills that we've practiced quite a few times. Mr. Kent eats 4/7 of a bag of sweets. He eats 8 sweets. Mr. Drinkwater, strange name, eats 2/5 of his bag of sweets. He eats 6 sweets. Who had the most sweets in their bag before eating any? Now you might want to read it again to yourself. If you feel confident, then pause the video and get on with it using the methods that we've learned. So it will probably involve you drawing a bar model, or 2 bar models. If you need some help, I'm going to put on screen. I'm just doing a quick sound just to make it work. Sure it's working. Okay, yeah, it's still working. I'm going to reveal on screen some bar models to help. Here we go. So this is Mr. Kent's bar model. So I've put 7 equal parts in the whole because the denominator is 7. I've looked at the numerator is 4. So I've circled 4 of the parts. What are those 4 parts worth? Look at the question. How many sweets? Okay, you should find 8. So if the 4 are worth 8, what's each of them worth? Remember, it's going to be the same number. That should help you. Same for Mr. Drinkwater. I've looked at the denominator. It says 5. 5 equal parts in the whole. I've circled 2 of the parts, and those 2 are worth 6. So you need to work out what each of the parts are worth. Pause the video and complete the problem. Okay, I'm now going to reveal the answer. So, I worked out that each of these parts are worth 2. 8 divided by 4 is 2. That means that all of the parts are worth 2 each because they're equal. Put them back together, so I did 2 multiplied by 7, and I got the answer 14. So Mr. Kent had 14 sweets in his bag before he started eating. Mr. Drinkwater, 6 divided by 2 equals 3, so there should be 3 in each of these parts. Put all the parts back together to work out what's in the whole. 3 multiplied by 5 is 15. So the answer, Mr. Drinkwater had 1 more sweet than Mr. Kent. Okay, I wonder if you got that right. Let me know on Teams afterwards. I'd love to know how you got on. Let's practice that skill again. Let's see if you can get even better. Ella has used 4/9 of her tickets at the fair already. She has 12 tickets left. Ben has used 3/7 of his tickets at the fair. He has 15 tickets left. Who had the most tickets to begin with? Now, I thought for this problem you may be able to work out the answer just using your logic while looking at the amounts. But I'd like you to just practice using the strategy that we've used before to see if you can do it. Now, pause the video if you're confident. If you're not confident, on the next screen I will reveal the bar models to help you. So, I looked at the denominator, it's 9. 9 equal parts in the whole. I circled 4 of them because the numerator is 4. What are those 4/9 worth? How much? How many tickets? Okay, they're worth 12. So there's your clue. Those 4 are worth 12. Use that knowledge to work out what each of the parts are worth, and then put all the parts back together to make up the whole. Down here, okay, Ben has used 3/7 of his tickets. So those 3/7 are worth, how many tickets are they worth? They're worth 15. Pause the video and complete this problem. Here are the answers. So, 12 divided by 4 is 3, so each of these parts are worth 3. Put them back together. 3 times 9 is 27. Ella had 27 tickets at the start. Then, so each of the 7ths are worth 5. So, put them back together. 5 multiplied by 7 is 35. So to begin with, the answer is, to begin with, Ben had 8 more tickets than Ella. Did you get it right, I wonder? I'll be pleased if you didn't. Even if you had a go, I'll be really happy. This question still uses some of the skills we've learned. It's different to the previous question, but you should be able to do this. The school kitchen needs to buy carrots for lunch. A large bag has 200 carrots, and a medium bag has 3/5 of a large bag. Mrs. Rose says, I need 150 carrots, so I will have to buy a large bag. Is Mrs. Rose correct? Explain your reasoning. Okay, what have you got to do in this question to prove it? If you're happy and confident, then have a go. If you're feeling a little bit unsure, on the next page, I will put up a bar model to help you. Okay, so basically you need to work out how many carrots are in a medium bag, because that will prove whether Mrs. Rose needs a medium bag or a large bag. So if you go back to the question, it says that a medium bag is 3/5 of a large bag. So you need to work out, so write this down, 3/5 of 200. Here's your bar model, 5 equal parts in the whole, you want 3 of them. Complete this problem and I will reveal the answer on the next page. Okay, so 3/5 of 200 is 120. 200 divided by 5 is 40. 40 multiplied by 3 is 120. So Mrs. Rose is correct, because a medium bag would not contain enough carrots. She'd need 30 more carrots. So she would need to buy a large bag and have 50 carrots left over for another day. Next problem. These 3 squares are 1/4 of a whole shape. So it's told you 1/4 is worth 3. How many different shapes can you draw that could be the complete shape? If you're confident, pause the video and have a go. If you're not confident, carry on listening. So basically, 1/4 is worth 3. How many quarters make up a whole? 4. So if 1/4 is worth 3, 4 quarters would be worth 12. So you could draw any shape which has 12 squares. So looking at the diagram, there are already 3 squares there. You need to use those 3 in your design. How many more squares will you need to add to the 3? 9. Okay? So I haven't got any answers on screen. Hopefully you'll send me your solution to show me. Basically, you could draw down any shape which has 12 squares as long as you've got these 3 in this orientation. Final problem of today, final problem of the week, and it's the weekend. Now this sounds tricky. It's not too bad, don't panic. Well done for getting this far. If you're still with me, great job. It says if 1/8 of A is 12, find the value of A, B and C. Okay, not too bad. 5/8 of A equals 3/4 of B equals 1/6 of C. Now don't panic, that sounds a bit strange. I'm looking at it, equals. So basically, each of these amounts are the same. It's an equivalent number sentence because the equals tells us that. Now, if you're confident, go for it. Pause the video. If you're not confident, I'm going to take you through the problem step by step and you can do it with me. Step 1. I decided to start here. You could have started somewhere else, but I chose here. I chose to work out what 5/8 are worth, because then I will know what each of these amounts is worth, because they'll be the same. So the question said that 1/8 is worth 12. If 1/8 is worth 12, what will 5/8 be worth? Okay, you can do this. How many lots of 12 do you need to make 5/8? Well, you're going to need 5 of them, aren't you? If 1/8 is worth 12, you need 5 lots of 12. So 5 lots of 12 is, write down your answer, 60. So I know that 5/8 of A is 60. So each of these will be worth 60. Now, I've not answered any part of the question because that's not the value of A. 60 is 5/8 of A. So look at the board now. So it says 1/8 is worth 12. What would 8/8 be worth? That's our whole. How many 12s do you need to work out this blue blob? Okay, you need 8 of them. So to work out what A is worth, you're going to need to do 8 lots of 12. What's the answer? Write it down. The answer is 96. A is 96. Well, hey, we've got 1 point. Let's carry on. B. Now, we worked out that 5/8 of A is 60. So that means that 3/4 of B is 60. Look at the diagram here. Okay? If 3/4 is worth 60, look, 3 parts equals 60. What will each of these parts be worth? So altogether they're worth 60. 60 divided by 3 is 20. So if 20 is going to go in each of these little boxes, what will the whole be worth? 80. So B is worth 80. We've got 2 points now. C. Right, C, not too bad. We know that it's worth how much? 60. So if 1/6 is worth 60, 6/6 will be worth, okay, just think, how many of these do we need to make the whole? Well, we need 6 of these. So all you need to do is 60 multiplied by 6. What's that? 360. So the answer, and I'll be super impressed if you manage to do this yourself, the answer for 3 points, A is 96, B is 80, C is 360. Now, well done for getting to the end, and I'm really impressed with all of your hard work this week, and I look forward to seeing you back on Monday for the next maths lesson. Have a really lovely weekend.